I am rough on stuff. I'll tell you that. A nigga is rough. You hear me? Rough on stuff. Alright, what you gonna do here? Maybe that's better. That's a little bit better. Yeah. Oh, I didn't drink something that gave me it or ate. My stomach. I ate some cereal. And my stomach tight. I'm gonna be pooping. It's okay. Ain't nobody here to smell it but me. I'm like, why is my stomach tight? Because you then went and ate a bowl of syrup knowing you ain't supposed to do that. It's crazy because a couple of my grandkids lactose too. I need to bring my water in here. Hey, Rika. Hey, y'all. I'm sleepy, but I don't want to go to sleep because my schedule's been so off. Let me grab some water real quick. Oh, I had some here. Hold on, y'all. Rika, I took your advice and I did just go to the store really quickly. It did make me feel better. Thank you, sister. Thank you. I did take your advice and I just went to the store for all of about 7 minutes. And a young lady said, "Oh my God, you look so cute." I said, "Thank you." I guess that's sometimes all you need. I took your advice. You just put the baby to bed. Oh, give him a kiss for that ZT. Oh, there's some more babies coming, girl. Why my daughter told me, she said, "Mom, you can rock my baby when he's born, but you do not get to hum." Girl, please. Because you're going to be wanting me to watch him. And I know how to put him to sleep. I'm going to hum with him like I hum with all the other ones. You don't get to tell me what to do. Especially when you think I'm going to be watching them. I'm not about to go through all that new mama stuff. I know how to put a baby to sleep. Remember, y'all called me the baby whisperer. Don't play with me. I'm about to put that baby. Go on and take your shower, girl. She gonna come out the shower. Thank you. She gonna come out the shower and I'm gonna have that baby on my chest talking about Y'all had y'all baby 3 days ago. Congratulations. They smell so good. Girl or boy? Girl, please remind me because you know it's a lot of us. Did y'all have a girl or a boy? Niece or nephew didn't have a baby. Girl, fill me in on the deets. Girl, and I got two coming back to back. Rika, they said congratulations. Did we get a girl or a boy? And I know they so secretive. You can't tell their name, can't tell what they had. You can't even tell really that you even having a grandbaby. I don't like this new generation of parents. I mean, I get it, but I don't like it. I miss the days. It was an older nephew. Okay, okay. Listen, y'all remember the days when you was happy to share baby news, be happy to show the pictures. Now they be like, "Don't put my baby's picture on the internet. Don't tell people my baby's name. Don't tell people my baby's gender. Don't tell people." Matter of fact, just don't even tell them that I'm pregnant until I have the kid. Like, what? Y'all just strip all the joy out of the grandparents being able to say, "Yep, I didn't kill them. They made it. I didn't know." I was a teen mom too. Yeah, I didn't know if all of them was gonna make it. It was a hit or miss. I don't know. Y'all take the fun out of. We made it to the second generation. Y'all suck all the air out the room when y'all do that, young people. I just want y'all. Y'all sucks all the air out the room, all the joy, every bit of happy air. Y'all suck it out the room. He said, "Hey Sarah, I'm sorry I haven't been active in class lately. Been so sick, not working." He said, "But I'm listening when I can." That's okay. Have you done the onions and stuff? All of our natural remedies? Please tell me you have been. Listen, I've been missing in action too, Sarah. I ain't been on a lot either myself. And now my mama wanna call me back. Girl. I called her earlier. Hold on. Give me 1 second. No, it's vertigo waking me up when I turn over in the bed. Girl, hold on, y'all. Sorry, y'all. And this did froze. Sorry, y'all. I gotta take my trash out. I gotta take that trash out. I gotta take it out. Thank you, family. Say it's something I've never experienced on this level. I'm so dizzy constantly and nauseous. Dang near impossible to sleep. I thought it was food poisoning, but it. So, can I tell you something? I think it's something. I think it's something. Because when I tell you my balance is off, like teeter totter. I thought it was just me, Sarah. Cause again, I told you I'm going through stuff, so I thought it was I need a new prescription. I think that something is off. You hear me? I do. Seriously. I've been thinking it's a whole bunch of stuff like no. I think it's something that's check and see how close you live to the fault line that's close to you. Check and see. because I live very close to a fault line and I have not been feeling okay. But remember when I told you, I was like, y'all, if I don't feel good, I just don't get on here. I've been thinking it's menopause. No, I'm serious. Check and see if you live close to a fault line, because didn't they say that like things radiate out from that area? There's a lot of seismic activity. There's a lot of energy. There's a lot of what if that's I mean, because think about it. When the sound waves, think about it. Whenever they showed us in the cartoons that somebody blasted a sound wave, you said same here. I thought it was menopause. Right, right, right. My appetite, y'all. Remember, Sarah, you ain't been here. I've been sleeping like normally now. I'll be asleep, just feeling weird. Right here, I am thinking it was just my menopause. I told my kids, I was like, y'all, look, I don't know. I just been feeling off. I've been feeling running in the walls, whole nine. I thought it was menopause. I said menopause is doing a number on me. No, I think it might be something with the pole shifts. I thought I was tripping. I've been having Disney's. Yes, yes. I thought I was dehydrated. Like it's a couple. Listen, pressure, all kinds of stuff. Yeah. Thank you. I was blaming my depression and anxiety on this before it started. No, no, no. I've been getting so. Listen. No. Bumping in the walls, running in the walls like they ain't even sitting there. I'm trying to tell you, listen, my balance has been off. It has been off. Off. But everybody was like, with menopause, is your body changing? I've been hearing all kind of stuff. No. Okay. I'm trying to tell you. Interesting, interesting. You said I've been getting these sharp pains throughout my body randomly. Yeah, I think it's the what's the name? What's the name? I think it's the crossbone stuff. I thought I was drinking too much coffee. Yeah, I didn't blame it on everything. Seriously. Don't get up out the bed too fast. Do not get up out the bed too fast. Tripping over my feet. Like, I thought I was tripping. I'm trying to tell you. See, if you live by a hub, an energy hub, that was you yesterday. Listen, something is off, y'all. I knew when my sleep pattern changed that something was different. Y'all gotta think. Since I've known y'all, I've gone to sleep and like woken up later and later and later as the years have gotten later. When I met y'all, I was getting up between 1 and 4 every single morning. Now, sometimes I don't get up till 8:30 or 9 o'clock. You too, Sarah? I'm falling asleep between, like, by 5 o'clock, I'm exhausted. And it don't even matter if I didn't really did anything. Yes. And I'm waking up at 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, random hours. You said, I thought I was just more clumsy since menopause. Me too. That's what I thought. They say your levels be off and, those things affect your eyes and this, that, no. So, Sarah, no, you're not tripping, fucking. Because I wasn't going to say nothing to y'all, but I told y'all, like, I don't know. I just been going through some stuff. So, this was me silently saying, what the heck? Get up out the toilet, get dizzy. I'm telling you. Then fell into the wall. Then missed the whole then missed the whole door frame, tripping over my feet, everything. Listen, I'm trying to tell you. I thought it was menopause. Dehydration, listen, y'all. It's crazy. You said Baton Rouge, Louisiana sits directly on top of the Baton Rouge Denham Springs fault system and the Mashald fault. I don't know if I'm saying that right. The Mashad fault line. Interesting. See, but think about it. In the cartoons, like on Scooby Doo, y'all remember when they used to shoot the energy gun at them, and then you would just see it like, you know, like you would see the sound waves, and it'll blow the clothes off the person, or they mask and stuff off. Remember this? We had a lot of. I think the Jetsons had some kind of energy, something too, that would like, right? You said I've been dealing with dizziness and getting hot like internal heater. You said like an internal heater was turned on. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. What what are our Wi-Fi boxes? What do they show us? What does the Wi-Fi signal look like? Can you tell me? Does it look like an energy gun? The rate, it would start small, remember, and then it would go real big. I think Skeletor might have had, what a He-Man. A few people had a member. And our Wi-Fi symbol looks exactly like that. And it's radiating the Jetsons. This is what I'm saying. All of them. Y'all don't think that's wild? Think it was programming getting us ready for what we see? And be mad if we don't see those 3 lines? Hmm. You said Oklahoma sits on an intricate network of ancient pre-existing fault lines. Interesting. You said I've been burning up and sweating but freezing at the same time, so much so that the sheets squeak when I move. Yes. Yes. You realize these are all the symptoms I've been telling y'all I've been feeling that I thought was just menopause. Hello? Y'all see me with all the fans? I told y'all I wake up and like the old crime scenes. That's how it just come out of nowhere. That's why I'm telling y'all. I've been telling y'all everything. Because what the heck? Yeah. It's real crazy right now. But you got to think about it. Can you even count the amount of batteries that are lithium batteries that are around you right now? Most of the devices that we wear in our ears and that we have on our wrists and all of these different things, we got radio frequency identification things and everything. You know what I just saw? Now tell me what you did. Let me put this right here. I said, oh, Dad, it keeps happening. You said as soon as I just finished cleaning and washing clothes, I get hot. It's like, you do one task and you're done. Listen. So look. And I got headphones. Okay. So is it called an IED? What is it called? The explosives. I don't know. I know it's explosive device something, but I don't know what the first letter is. What's the first letter? It is. Okay. You dropped the right EMP. No. No. Why do they say you shouldn't let a Tesla catch on fire? What? What? I mean, get in water. What's they say you shouldn't let Tesla batteries, I'm sorry, go in water. Why? They catch on fire, and they have lithium batteries, so you can't put it out with water because water makes it worse. Right? Ain't that what they told us? There's a lithium battery, right? Now, it can't come in contact with salt water. But they give you one and tell you, oh no, it's fine, you can take it in the ocean. Salt water, whatever. Do you think that's smart? And there's a lithium battery in here, there's a lithium battery in my headphones, there's a lithium battery in my watch, there's a lithium battery on a bracelet I'm wearing because it tracks my steps. So does that mean all I have to do is put a certain thing in the air, okay, cause it to rain, and add a certain substance to it? Could that activate something in several things at one time? If I put enough of it and then cause a certain thing to happen, could this be seen as a device that could, and how many things in our house do we have that have this? Because if you got a phone, you probably got an iPad. Okay. If you have anything that's wireless, what kind of battery does it have? Even like the TVs or whatever that you plug up in there. I mean, only reason I say is because when I was selling phone watches and all of that kind of stuff, those are things that you had to declare at Customs and Border Patrol because, lithium and different things that go into electronic devices, they have to have all these thick papers of what metals and, what type of batteries, and it's big, thick paper. Y'all probably know, but it's a big, thick paper for customs to show what it is, right? And so then they have to be packed in a specific place away from other things, liquids, and all of these things. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Okay? And that's for a reason. But these are the things that we are even putting in next to our newborns. How many times here have y'all heard me talk about why I don't do immunizations for my kids? Anybody ever heard me talk about that? They grown now. Okay.
stated that indeed, when boys are sent to her, she is to administer to them Depo-Provera. So, what the documents revealed in 1992 is actually taking place today in 2017. So, we have many receipts, many documents of the government deliberately neutralizing black masculinity, because black masculinity is the number one threat to white supremacy, not just black males, because you got feminine black males and you got masculine black females. The number one threat to white supremacy is black male masculinity, because it was that masculinity that erupted in the cities that shook the United States of America from 1965 to today. Nurse.
Did you know that one of those immunizations that they was giving your son, your nephew, your brother, your cousin was Depo-Provera? And it started in 1992. Not only were they putting it in the immunizations, I told y'all they was putting it in the water in certain areas. Did you know? How many times have you, when your child got ready to get a shot, said, hey, excuse me, let me see that and let me take a picture of that and let me scan the bottle so that I can see the ingredients in it? And what they're used for. Hey, Pumpkin. So if they'll do that and not tell nobody, what else are they doing? Hold on. What's the Latin name for medicine? Tell me, please. What is it? Anybody know? About to show you something. Pharmakeia. Pharmakeia. This is where we get our word pharmaceutical. But the definition of that word, we've looked it up a gazillion times, means magic, incantation, spells. So if I'm a witch and I want to turn a man into a woman and a woman into a man, and then have some people thinking that they are animals, how would I do that? How would I do it? How did Ursula, you would manipulate ingredients? Okay. Magic, medicine, allows you to change the form of something. It's chemistry. To stop hormones you have to use chemistry and biology. What do you use in magic? Pluck, teeth, blood, urine, hair, something that they've touched that has their DNA on it. And then there is a chemical process that said thing has to go through. Because the curse has to be connected to your DNA. That's why they gotta take your blood first, or skin sample, or a tissue sample, or a hair, or a fingernail. Ain't that what the witch doctor asked for too? Or am I tripping? And after said exchange happens, then whatever change you want to have, you can have. You can turn into a rich person. You can turn into whatever you want. You just gotta come with the offering. Am I tripping or no? Magic is making people not be able to go to puberty. Magic is making a woman grow facial hair. Because if your body doesn't naturally make that much of the hormone, then you have to take the blood and see how much is going to be too much, but not enough to damage your organs and all of these different things. So then exactly what we saw in the book of Enoch, we are literally watching it in real time. Magic make people not be able to talk, right? You seen Beetlejuice? Beetlegeist? Huh? You seen him? When he didn't want Lydia to talk, what did he do? He smacked a silver thing on her, or whatever her name is, over her mouth. I think the mama too, so they couldn't talk. How'd he do that? With magic. If I introduce the chemicals prior to the child being born and you don't know that it is a spell being played on you, then what? Anybody? Y'all in Louisiana? The people from the islands? Do not people try to attach to people's babies prior to them that do magic? They try to attach to unborn children, yes or no? That's why they say when you're pregnant, don't let everybody touch your stomach. If you don't feel comfortable, you don't let that person do it. He said, those cars, the blood goes on when the baby is born. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, come on. Come on. Where they prick your baby and and collect it. Yeah, I gotta remember my mama worked in a lab too, so she retired from that, but yeah. Did. And I remember one time telling her something I told her. She said, girl, they been here to DNA since you was born. What is you talking about? I tell y'all this all the time. She said, wait, unless you wasn't born at the hospital and you ain't never been to the doctor. But even the nurse at your baby's school, they don't always throw them swabs away. Somebody comes and gets that red thing. What happened to it? Do you know what happened to the swabs that be in there? Because it's another company to come and pick them up. And they all got DNA on them. Most times the doctors, when they're using that, they got gloves on. No. So the only DNA on there is yours. And if they got all the swabs or whatever else it is, the needles, right? They can identify what's on the needle with what's on the swab. And that's two different sources of DNA, right? Or am I tripping? I could be reaching. We got some medical people feel here. Hello. Am I tripping? Or no? You said every time I go to the doctor and see the biohazard bucket, you said I say all them needles. I see all them needles and you said and these be questioning myself. You said and then be questioning yourself. Look at the nurse. Okay. With as much stuff that they use DNA for, y'all think they just giving up DNA like that? I don't think so. I could be wrong, but I don't think they are. I think that's the easy way to collect DNA. Easier than following somebody around to get to the straws and the coffee cups and the cigarette butts and stuff, because most folks gonna go to the doctor. They gonna go. Now,
If you didn't know, you should always cut the tag outside of your shirts because they just started putting these little microchips in it. I don't know if you can see, but it's because now there's a self-checkout option where you can just place everything in a bin and it automatically pops up with all your items. That's how they also have security tags, but you don't really want to be walking around with this on your body. And that is why it's thicker and more annoying recently, but the more you know. If you didn't know, you should always cut the tag outside.
have you heard that somewhere? And we was talking about they know exactly where their stuff is because even the cardboard has the RFIDs in it. Y'all remember we talked about this way back in 2022? Y'all remember? And I said they is not worried. They know exactly. And this cardboard now, they just started. Actually, they didn't. Actually, they started a very long time ago. Right. Radio frequency identification. Does that mean that they can tap into this because it doesn't need it has a self-generating battery? It's funny that the same signal that's on our Wi-Fi and that we just talked about is on here too. Ain't that crazy? Come on. Huh? Tricky, tricky foxes. Because all of these have a number and a signal. And pretty much everything that you buy has an RFID chip in it. Your cooler, everything. Your cars, tags, everything. Ain't that crazy? Mm. Now you understand why certain stuff you're gonna have to be willing to part with. You're gonna have to check it. Check everything. And people like, is it that serious? Yes. It is. It's gonna be that serious. Very soon, I'm guessing. That's how you know we live in a surveillance society. It's crazy. Hold on, y'all. I'm looking for one other thing.
Of your shirts because they just started putting.
All right. Oh, this one. Y'all heard it? You said I wanted to tell you yesterday you were talking about balloons and what you heard, and I heard the same thing January 31st, 2026. I had my gear on. Interesting. It's a lot going on. It's a lot going on. It's a lot going on. So can I tell y'all something? Remember we was talking about water being in places where it normally isn't? And I told y'all nephew, I said you need to get you some little boating stuff. And to my people out in Cali and up on the West Coast, I said, hey, I don't know why. I know this sounds crazy, but extreme weather in those places. Y'all remember? We just had these conversations, right? Look here. Look. I said, oh yeah. God is speaking very loudly. He's speaking very, very loudly. Hold on. Let's see if I can find it. I said, sounds about right. Okay.
And since we out here,
Now she be cussing. Sometimes I be cussing too. She cussed, so this ain't my words, but she posted this 22 hours ago, y'all. Okay? 22 hours. Listen to what she's saying and tell me if this is, just listen.
Y'all gonna argue with me any motherfucking way, baby. To that lady that's on Facebook talking about how Lake Michigan gonna set off a tsunami that's gonna flood Illinois and neighboring cities and states. Y'all, I'll tell you a joke, but I'll never tell you a motherfucking lie. And she ain't either. I had the same dream about 9 months ago. It wasn't just Chicago and the little neighboring cities. It was a few states that flooded out. During the process of the flood, the news people from those states was on the air, and eventually they all started to go off the air. No communication. So we knew that they flooded out. Wherever I was, the water started to come our way, and as the water started to rise, whatever building we was in, we was able to go up on the floors. So the floors was going higher and higher and higher as the water started to come. It wasn't coming fast, but it wasn't coming slow. And when you look we made it to the top. It wasn't just me, it was other people too. We made it to the rooftop of the building that we was in, and when you look to the right, it was the prettiest light blue cloud you could ever see, but we knew it was water, and it was like a wave, like it was about to come our way, and I jumped up out my dream. She said California was gonna be a part of that flood, and California is a neighboring state for me. I live in the desert, and I know y'all like, how the fuck you see water in the desert? That's why her dream is making sense to me. But she ain't lying. Now, I can't give you the specifics. My dreams wasn't as detailed as hers on the what's gonna start it, how it's gonna. It wasn't none of that. But we was definitely in some water.
So she's either in New Mexico or Arizona or Texas. Kakalaka will be under. And I think it's going to hit New Mexico, Arizona, all those states around there. Listen, remember, y'all nephew, I told y'all his dream back in like 22 or 23 that he had about a wall of water being where he was. Remember? I don't know if he was here when he told it or if I called him and he told y'all. He's on the West Coast. And here we are. Listen now. 4 years later, and God is still giving people dreams about water in the desert. They dirt ain't like our dirt in the Midwest and the East Coast. It don't absorb water like that. They barely start getting drains in Arizona. When I first lived there, I used to be like, where is the drains? They barely had drains. Y'all know here, every so many feet, it's going to be a drain on the street and all of this. That it was not like that. The intersections, let it rain hard enough during monsoon, they were flooded. The yards, it just be a mess because they water don't absorb. I mean, their dirt does not absorb water like ours does. So, or like ours do. So, they don't have all the tree roots. Depending on where you at, it's not like that. It's they near the water feel like it's gonna sit on top of the dirt, the rocks, all of that. Because most times they done killed off what little grass there is, and it's rocks and dirt, and that's it. And so ain't no roots down there to absorb the water like how we have with the trees, and you know what I'm saying? Because the roots can swell and absorb water and stuff like that. They don't have that. So if 4, 5, 6 feet of water fall in a place like that, and a lot of their houses sit flat on the ground, they don't got basements or nothing, no space to take in that water, is just coming straight in the crib. You said, remember, sis, I told you about the dream that I had that we were running up to the mountain, like towards the north, because of the water. Listen, he said, I have to go back in my journal and see what year I would have had multiple dreams of water hitting somewhere and people couldn't run because it was too high. Listen, kids, dreaming, giving messages. But mommy, but Jesus said, and no, because and people are like, oh honey, it's just a no, they ain't. You said, and you from California. Listen. Listen. Sometimes I'll be looking at this stuff online and I'll be like, this is this, you know, it's real crazy. There was something else. Oh, here we go.
These ancient Sumerian cylinder seals were engraved with instructions on how to create portals into any point in space and time. Stargates, one of which is hidden in Iraq, the OG homeland of the Sumerians. The US government got a hold of these seals and their instructions in the 40s, which they used to create their own portal in Project Looking Glass. This Looking Glass viewfinder was used in various rumored projects, like the Philadelphia experiment, the Montauk Project, and even the...
Who watched Hellboy? Did y'all watch Hellboy? In the first one? You did? You remember the part where Hellboy came through? You remember the machine and what it looked like? Do you remember what the machine looked like? That the dude had to connect to? Remember? Right? And y'all remember who was doing the experiments with this? Okay? Listen. And
These
look
ancient
again.
Sumerian cylinder seals were engraved with instructions on how to create portals into any point in space and time. Stargates, one of which is hidden in Iraq, the OG homeland of the Sumerians. The US government got a hold of these seals and their instructions in the 40s, which they used to create their own portal in Project Looking Glass. This Looking Glass viewfinder was used in various rumored projects, like the Philadelphia experiment, the Montauk Project, and even the Vatican's chronovisor. So they started using this machine to locate more Sumerian cylinders, whose knowledge they could use to further expand on this technology and make it more and more powerful. The problem was these cylinders were mainly located in Iraq, and the political climate over there made them pretty hard to attain, to say the least. Even stranger, in the 1980s, one of the first things then newly elected Iraqi dictator Saddam Hussein did after he came into power was restoring and fortifying the ziggurat of Ur, one of the key archaeological sites in the historic discovery of the ancient Sumerian city of Ur, and exactly where one of these stargates is said to be hidden. So the pressure was on. A rogue dictator potentially had access to reality-altering technology that he was gatekeeping all for himself. So the Americans launched Operation Desert Storm into Iraq in 1991, the Gulf War, under the guise of liberating Kuwait from Iraqi occupation. But the rumors claiming they were really after those Sumerian cylinder seals. This was stage one, during which time Russian newspaper Pravda reported that Russian Colonel Petrokov witnessed a UFO get shot down from the sky in Iraq during this conflict, all on record. His description of which are exactly what UAPs are said to look like today, and the Iraqis recovered the downed craft, keeping the technology for themselves. Tension was building. Saddam Hussein was potentially in possession of the most powerful technology in history, and the US was getting nervous. Then, in 2003, German archaeologist Jörg Fassbinder was investigating ancient sites in Iraq and found something that once again changed everything. Using radar technology, he discovered an entire ancient city complex beneath the desert around the region of Uruk, the home of Gilgamesh, an ancient Sumerian...
This one? This place? Right here. The one that people told us, it don't... Why is you reading stuff about this place right here? This one, the one that we got the book about that the government was over there, and well, really, well, what? I wonder what they was. Wonder what that is. Wonder what I wonder what that is. What you think it is? Does that kind of look like what you saw on there? No. And look how little the people are compared to him. You see it. Huh? Does this not look like that machine we just saw?
Demigod King, who was also a giant and thought to be just a myth. This underground complex hosted an advanced system of water canals, leading publications to call it the Venice of the desert. This was huge. On the outskirts of this ancient city was what appeared to be a burial site, thought to be none other than the tomb of Gilgamesh himself. Fassbinder and his team go to the authorities to let them know what they found and start formal excavations. The Iraqi government got involved, meaning Saddam Hussein caught interest in this find as well. And this was the straw that broke the camel's back, because just a month later, in that exact same year, 2003, the U.S. invades Iraq, and excavation is halted due to the war. Stage 2. Not only that, but the U.S. military actually built a base directly over the site that was getting excavated, with many locals claiming to have seen American soldiers digging at night and transporting artifacts back home for study. And as we know today, the invasion of Iraq was
I think the Brits and the Russians, everybody that looted over there, ain't they? Yeah. Everybody done been over there and try to say they ain't got nothing. They horrible. Don't like them. We about to kill them all because we want to steal all their stuff like we've been doing forever. Y'all forget we just looked up that Iran is sitting on a whole oil thing. A river of oil. Underneath their caves. And not just in barrels, like it's a river. It's a reason them niggas is trying to get over there. And not only that, they want all of the stuff that they told us we shouldn't be paying attention to. See, let's see. I'm gonna show you something. Remember this book? Actually, these three. Remember these? Remember them? These have absolutely everything to go to their have everything to do with a lot that's going on right now with CERN, with certain sites being blocked off in certain places. Y'all remember these? That kindest girl did a video on them wanting Babylon and Gilgamesh's tomb. We talked about it. Think about it. The places where they see these, they know what it is. We don't. Dreamed I was in a car with a man and a woman going around a mountain, and we passed dark trees and white dragons in them, and drove to blue luminescent water, walked in the water to an island. Listen, I'm trying to tell you, I believe it. mm. Look how thick these books are, y'all. Y'all don't. What they say they was looking for? All the burial sites? Huh? All of the burial sites and the symbols that we don't pay no attention to. Huh? But they be putting it right in your face. Because they know that they have energy. And so they built that way. Huh? The mounds and all the big rocks. Hello. They know that these are spiritual sites. And they build a lot of their headquarters in places that normal people don't even know exist, don't they? And it's always the most powerful people in the world that are building places and homes and buildings next to these sites. And they always want to go digging up something that's been under the ground for a gazillion years. And they say, oh, it's a mythical thing, but we're going to look right here. No, because they have the maps. Because they study grids and magnetism and geomagnetism and all of those things. Yeah. And they understand it. We look at it and say, oh, that's rocks. And we don't know that it's huge pieces of quartz sticking out of the ground, pulling the electricity up from the air down into the bottom of that crystal. Because it just looked like a rock to us because it's been weathered. So then they know, oh, we should dig right here, because how many times have we seen in the movies, mythical movies, that when we get down underground, they showed us in Fraggle Rock that it's crystals that are absorbing light from the air or being connected to the ground that drips whatever down and all of this, and the rocks light up in the caves. We've seen it. You said, could geomagnetism be why the birds, animals is hitting the ground? Yes. Yeah. But remember we talked about the water? And it generating electricity? Huh? Y'all remember? If the water is going the opposite way, right? I mean, think about your washing machine. Pretty much every time it spins, it's going to spin the same way. If it started to spin the opposite way, it wasn't built for that. So you're going to have some problems. Maybe some water spillage or whatever else it is, right? It needs to spin the same way every single time because it wasn't built to spin this way. It was built to agitate, but when it's spinning, it needs to go counterclockwise or whichever way it's going. If it starts to go the other way, the tubing might not be set up for that. There's all these other things that might, you see what I'm saying, cause some problems because it wasn't built. Okay, so if you look at a washing machine like our world and the things that have been generating the power, because electricity comes out of the air, okay, it is now changed. It's almost like when the current is going in some electrical cords and there's something that makes it go back into the wall, like a short or whatever. I can't really remember the whole thing with that, but it'll surge, it'll power surge, and so now it's then blew out circuits all through there because the electricity didn't have anywhere to go, so it had to go back into that space. I mean, you got to think, water circles our globe and all this stuff, and it generates all of this whatever power and all of that. So how do we know that it going the opposite way is not getting, I mean, they already said it's affecting the water. I mean, the marine life, because the warm water is in places where it's not supposed to be. Oh boy, I saw a thing where they was gauging how much the ice caps have on them, and that snow is melting so quick, it's crazy. I don't know if y'all saw that video or not. He said, look, the last time we was here, it was, I don't know, wasn't that long ago. He said it was up past this. He said, look how low it is. And it was way down at the bottom. And they was like, the amount of water that melted was something, I can't really remember, but it was a lot. It was enough to fill up a state or two, something like that. So I can see those floods happening if the ice up in the colder regions is melting, which God said he's going to burn up the earth. So you can't have all this snow around if the earth is going to be burnt. So that makes sense that they are defrosting at an enormous rate. I mean, quick, fast. Like, they're mind blown. And everybody keep talking about global warming, but God said he was going to burn up the earth. So it just makes sense that all of the things that everybody's all freaked out about, like, literally God said that's what was going to happen. And we're watching it. The water being sucked up or sucked out or whatever's going on. Like, y'all, we really living in a movie for real. Y'all, ain't this our text button or no? Am I tripping? If you take this part off, that's our messaging thing, ain't it? Ain't that what the messaging look like? Or am I tripping? If you take this little piece off of there, right there, that's what our messaging emoji looks, or icon look like, ain't it? Do you see it? Take this little line here off. That's your messaging app. That is your messaging app. It just got one more dot in it, y'all. Look, that's a signal on some of our things here. Right? Look. These are all symbols we're used to seeing. Most of them. And these are monoliths somewhere. So it's a big chunk of rocks where all the symbols, now get this, they say that they emit power. Is that why they use all these same symbols on our devices that have the same rocks and minerals on the inside of them? Everything that charged these monoliths, as to why when we watch Disney and we see once they get in the circle, all the blue light comes there, that's electricity. When you see it in a thing and they touch it and it lights all the way up the thing and all of this kind of stuff, literally what color do our icons be? It'd be a white light, it'd be a blue light. Hello? And everything that's in our phones is in these. Think about it. These were energy hubs. And I can plug my other phone into this phone and it will start to charge it. Or lay it on top of there and it's going to charge it. We always see that they needed some kind of crystal in order to make it work. Like the crystal that's... They always needed a specific type of crystal. Sometimes they use the air to charge it. Sometimes they use the water. Y'all, what is we doing? And this can transport us anywhere we want to go. Either we can see it, Project Looking Glass, right? Or we can call it to us so that we can get there. With this, we can see everywhere around the world. Y'all can see me and I can see y'all, and we not even... Could this be Project Looking Glass? Could it be? An app called Twitch has that message looking symbol you just showed. I didn't know that. Interesting. So how many of these symbols that we think are just app, whatever, I mean, like I said, the Wi-Fi symbol, all of this. Because technically it's magic. They changed it to technology, but it's magic. You said I saw in a movie to activate the temple power. You said they had to put the 4 elements on certain doors. Come on. And we know that there was angels of all of those. Oh. Hold on. I saw this too. I said, that's interesting. Y'all saw this?
Image, but there's 2. This is a still image, but there's 2. And you must stay for the second one. This is the first. It's a big topic of conversation right now. Is it a dog man? Is it a werewolf? Well, you can't really see its face in this one. You ready? That's gnarly. You want me to zoom in for you?
Y'all see it? Now look, somebody in the comments put it through AI. And look what it looked like, y'all. The AI cleaned it up. Do y'all see that? What would you do if you went to walk out on your porch and I was staring you in? Do you see how much taller? Do you see this? You said healed. No. Yes, Rika. Somebody put it through AI. Now look. These is the original pictures on somebody's porch.
Look at the shoulders. I don't know about you, but I would not want to come across that. I would not want that on my front porch. I'll blow it back up for you. I'll leave it here for you for a second. Bye. This is a still image, but there...
Looks like would attack that lady in Ohio that she said jumped in, like in the back of her truck. And them other people too, and it scratched their truck. Do you see the...
Is it a dog man? Is it a werewolf? You ready?
Okay, look.
That's no...
Do you see this? Look at his arms. Now, this is the picture that ain't even cleaned up. Look at them arms. That's the picture that ain't even cleaned up. You running from that. And then if you go in the comments, this is the picture cleaned up, y'all. If he stand all the way up, he's probably almost to the roof of this building. He's crouched over. You said nope while shaking my head. Nope. Okay. I just seen before that somebody saying Michigan got a dog man, Louisiana got a dog man, and some other places have reports of dog men. Like that? You said, hey, auntie, yeah. No, the house would be vacant by the morning. The lady got her limbs ripped. I remember this. I do remember that lady. She was like a mail lady or something. I'll be hollering and praying and peeing on myself. That part. Is y'all starting to feel like we live in Grimm? Who thinks Grimm is a documentary now and not just a TV show? You said, I think it was the lady who was watching the house or for something and went outside. Yeah, I know it was something. I don't know if she was the mail lady or what, but I know she was something. You don't feel like y'all living in Grimm? I'm gonna be honest. They've been showing us monsters, but it seemed like in 22 and 23, they really started to come out. That's when we seen the giants. That's when we was seeing all kind of stuff. On the confessionals, yep. You said, remember I told you about the trucker? He said he unalived that very thing. Listen. Y'all. Could these be the things that's been hidden in the earth? Where's our light? I think it's not up there. I think it's down here. I feel like one of you look. Ah, there it is. Y'all did send me a werewolf book. Look at what we found. Thank you. The Werewolf Book, the Encyclopedia of Shape-Shifting Beings. Interesting because this thing looks like that. Does it not? It don't look like the thing we just looked at. So shall we? We shall. I think we should. What y'all think? Some of y'all got this book. If you got it, look how God gave us all the manuals we was gonna need for whatever being might come out. Ain't that interesting? They talking about badger people. You said, yep, the creepy crawly things. He also said, yep. He said he was working for them people on that same show. Said they are used to enforce, same as they did in the Bible time too. Listen. You said, why did you put that those yellow eyes close to me? Listen. Okay, so thank you, Auntie Judy. I use this more than you know when I'm crafting and stuff. All right. So Almasti, Almasti, an American Werewolf in Fremont. I guess these are books. American Werewolf in London. These are movies. Animal Ancestors, Anubis, Appearance of Werewolves, and Lucius Apuleius, I believe. Talks about badger people. Um, Vasquez of Louisiana. Did I say that right? They talk about a Lugawoo. Bear people. What? A boxing wolf. A black dog. I guess some of these are movies, but y'all know they be telling us in what's going on. Why do they have Inkadu in here? Inkadu was a werewolf? Interesting. The Curse of the Werewolf, these are movies, of course. But they be telling us the Chronicon of, what is this? Dennis Tel Mahar, I guess that's a book. Chupacabras. What else they got? Incubus. That's interesting. Swamp Demons. They got Jack the Ripper in here. Adolf Hitler. Hollywood's alien shapeshifters. Interesting. Ghouls. It's a whole bunch of stuff in here. Netherland werewolves, New Orleans werewolves, the Northumberland werewolves, the Manitou, Maenads, Olus Magnus. Yeah, so I don't know. It's a whole bunch of, I guess it's a lot of movies, but y'all know that the movies be about what really happened. Skinwalkers, the succubus. You know what's crazy? Again, the easiest way to hide everything is right in front of our face. Look at that. Interesting, because in Grandma talks about Hitler being a creature. Hello? Now think about it. We just talked about the exorcism of Emily Rose, and he said he was the same demon that was with Cain. That would be a creature. Because how was this the early 2000s and you was with Cain and you was with Judas and you was huh? Let me ask you a question. If you was started talking to somebody and they started to tell you that they was around when Cain was around, they was around when Nero was around, they was around when Hitler was around, just say it's a 6 or 7 year old child that start doing this, what you gonna think? You gonna think that's only your kid or the kid, even if it grown. Sarah said. Sarah said I'm running. You said evil. The show had those spirits get in powerful folks, and so did Supernatural. A member you run into. She not me. Said who? Wait a minute. Who? Who about to do that? I'm saying they looking for a body to inhabit. So you said who is you? Right. So when y'all be hearing these stars say, "I'm really 3,000 years old," do you believe them? I don't even want to think. I don't even want to blink. If that was to happen, I'd be looking. I know in Mexico they have a family that is a werewolf. I've personally met them. Oh, I believe it. Kevin Gates said he been here for 1,000 years. Huh? Okay. Okay. You said now yes, before no. Just thought they were weird. You didn't even realize you was meeting ancient beings. Did you see me almost fall, Sarah? Let me sit down. Sit down somewhere. You said I'm gonna hit the Superman. You said on the O, and then I'm gonna run. Listen, this is the thing. If God says that there is a kingdom or kingdoms of darkness, and he talks about the things that are very scary that are in the earth and in the rocks and in the places that are not easily accessible for regular folks, if there was a 15-foot giant in Kandahar, what else is real? He said, I believe everyone but Kevin Gates. He just be trying to get attention. I believe it. Because I seen the switch. Remember now, the spirits be androgynous. Don't forget that. The spirits be, and remember in Solomon, it told us that the androgynous demons, don't forget this. The moment that they start to look androgynous, he grew his hair. He started, wearing kilts and stuff. It was a whole different vibe. You said, I don't believe him at all. You said some of the others, but yeah. Listen, no. Think about it now. Spiritually. Then he came out saying, I just be all over the place and with everybody. And something different happened. The same thing happened with Jaden Smith. A lot of people. Okay? Look at what happened. Look at the transition. He went from way over here to way over here. Like Michael Jackson, the transition. Because think about it. Okay. Demons come to disfigure you, do they not? They were disfigured. They were changed. How God originally made them, they would have to make holograms to look like that. Because they didn't anymore. They would have to do spells on themselves to change the way that they looked. Okay? This is why they always got the symbols. And when another person walked up to them, they can say, I can see you. You're not hiding from me. And then they would change into their natural form. Right? We done seen it on X-Men. Mystique. To people that know she's Mystique, they can tell by the shifting eyes or her mannerisms that she's Mystique. Think about it. We know they do rituals. And people say, I don't believe it. It doesn't matter. Let me ask you a question. And this is not against no community or nothing. But how does hormones change your bone structure after it's been that for however long? Right, Sarah. How does that happen? We have people with rickets that they say they can't fix their legs, but you can change the no. You can change the bone structure of a person that is 60 or 70 years old if you want to, by just giving them hormones. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. Who watched the shows in the 80s and 90s when people was turned into dogs? Something magical happened and they got turned into a dog, and they got animals and they got turned back. It's all the cute Hollywood movies where they turn into a dog and run off and live as an animal for a while, and everybody's looking for them, and then they come back and everyone's like, oh, it's a cute puppy, and it's their loved one locked on the inside of an animal. Do you believe that's real? True Blood? Shaggy Dog, yep. You can change from a man to a dog. What happened to him? He became a beast, but I thought he was a man, Sarah. Was. Interesting. So what was Hollywood trying to tell us? Because it's biblical what they show us in those movies, is it not? Hmm? Let me ask y'all a question. Do any of you use AI to make pictures? I know everybody like stop using it, but do y'all be using it to create like you put in? Can you put? I don't know if y'all do. This one time I'm gonna ask y'all. And then can y'all email it to me real quick? So we ain't even gonna use nothing I got. If any of y'all use AI to make pictures, can you put in the scripture? Okay, y'all don't. Okay, so this don't apply. If any of y'all use, you know how they make the AI pictures? I don't know if y'all do it or not. Somebody in here might. If you use AI, can you put the description of what God said Nebuchadnezzar looked like? Nebuchadnezzar. You said I use AI to remove stuff out of my photos, like my location and things like that. Okay. Okay. So then this, but if y'all know what I'm talking about, the people that make the pictures, like they'll put in a description or whatever, and it'll make, like whatever you put in there, it'll make it for you. If somebody knows how to do that, because I don't, if you can do that with the description that the Bible gives of what Nebuchadnezzar looked like, and then email it to me while we, I mean, I don't know how long it takes. Is it something that takes a long time? Or can you make it in a couple minutes? And email it to me so we can see, like to Tatnall Place, probably. I think Tatnall Place is on this phone. If not, Trova CERCA. Is he asleep? I don't know. I'm in y'all business. If he do, if it's somebody here that can do it, just put in the description in AI, and they do some pretty good pictures. And let's look and see what he was turned into. I know we came up with our description when we look, but what if you put that in there? I wonder what it looked like. You said, yeah, my brother does. He sent me a picture of me morphed into some kind of high priestess queen. I said, please don't. I love you, but no thanks. That part. Okay. So if somebody can email it to me, okay, whoever do it, go, why I say there's a modern day Vatican connection to this story as well. Interesting. The Vatican. Interesting. They always, the Vatican, I told y'all they the ones that got the stuff. Let's see if they give us a different description in here. I can't remember if they do or not. This is all the extra stuff. Because I remember an angel showed up for him too. I think just like the just like with the magicians in Egypt. Because it was Marduk. Okay. He was worshiping Marduk. He was at the feast, just like in, what's the name? Magician. I'm sorry, y'all. Give me a second. Magician. This is wife. The second of Jerusalem. And Jesus takes his place. I feel like it wasn't this far back. I guess I could have just went and looked it up. Hold on, y'all. There we go. Nebuchadnezzar possessed. Why I turned right to it when I said that? Look here. You see it? I don't know if that's backwards. Screenshot that. You see that? Chapter 19. Nebuchadnezzar was possessed. Interesting. So you have to be possessed to turn into an animal. or for your form to change. Interesting. And magic can make your form change. Okay. You said I just saw a depiction. It looks like a werewolf. Interesting. So, here we go. This is what I was looking for right here. Sorry, y'all. And it was folded too. Okay. So it says, cut down the tree and cut off his branches, shake off his leaves and scatter his fruit. Let the beasts get away from under him and the fowls from his branches. Nevertheless, leave the stump of his roots in the earth, even with a band of iron and brass in the tender grass of the field, and let him be wet with the dew of heaven, and let his portion be with the dark one in the grass of the earth. Let the heart of this tree be altered, and let this dark one's heart be given to him as well. You know what's so funny? They always show us the heart pumping, either when they become a vampire or a werewolf. Don't they? Is my lash coming off? No, that's a lock. Like, what the heck? They always show us the blood pulsing through the veins and the molecular change that happens, right? They zoom in and you can see the heart pumping and see the muscles start to break and the bones start to crack and out the heart and the eyes. Come on. Do you hear me? So look, and that's how you know it's they about to be a different being. You got the depiction. Can you email it to me? Hold on. I think I did. Oh, here it goes.
Harley.
Okay. So look, while she doing that, y'all know what else that make me think about too? He came and set the captives free. It says watcher 7 times. It said, and let the watchers 7 times pass over him. This matter is my decree of Marduk. I don't know what that is. Yeah. And the demand by the word of the dark ones, to the intent that the living may know that the last dark ones will rule in the kingdom of man. The last dark ones. And they take whomever they will and set up inside the unconnected of men, starting with the king. It says, just know in the last days, the last of the dark ones is going to be ruling in the kingdom of men. What? So that's the dream. And then we're going to do this right here. One of the watchers came to him. We know that. Belshazzar the eunuch answered in the presence of the king and said, the secret which the king has demanded, the watcher revealed and made known to you in your dream what will come to pass. For the watcher reveals secrets that will be known soon to King Nebuchadnezzar or Nebuchadnezzar. His dream shall come from him. But as for me, I understand the secrets of the watchers and the dark ones and dreams. What you have told me, I can tell you its meaning. I shall make known to the interpretation. I shall make known. I'm sorry, y'all, because I got all these stickies everywhere. The interpretation to the king, and if you dislike it, you may strike me dead. This is the interpretation, O king. And this is the decree of the watcher, which we know could be just one of God's messengers too. A dark one has come upon you, and your vices will be such that your officers shall drive you from men, from your castle, and from your queen. Amethyst, I believe that's how you say her name. Your dwelling shall be with the beasts of the field, and your dark one shall make you eat grass as oxen. And your dark one shall wet you with dew, with the dew of heaven. And for 7 years will the watchers pass over you, for you have exalted yourself beyond. Now it says Marduk in here, but we know that's not what it is. And have made an image to yourself rather than finishing his temple. So think about this. How many people have gone missing and they animals running around us, and that's why maybe a cat or something keep coming back? Like, say for instance, you have a missing family member and there's a witch in your neighborhood. What if they are turning people into animals? Okay, because I seen that bird, and I don't know if it was AR or not. That bird had human ears, and a human face looked like an old man. But what if some of the missing people are not just underground? Because you can't tell me humans are not infatuated with that or obsessed with it, because they wouldn't be doing human animal hybrids right now if they wasn't. And they show us in all the videos. I've been saying this for years, and y'all done seen it too. They show us in all the videos that they do when they go back and they do all of their rituals. They change into animals. I mean, even in the White House, they just had a party, and people had dog heads on and horse and whatever else. Remember? Remember? Or am I tripping? Didn't they? Most of the movies we see with the rich and famous, they always got an animal head on or something. Salem Saberhagen is Sabrina Spellman's talking feline companion, originally a 500-year-old warlock. He was sentenced by the Witches' Council to live 100 years as an ordinary cat for plotting world domination. He acts as Sabrina's mentor, sidekick, and moral sounding board in the mortal realm. For Sabrina the Teenage Witch, they be in our face playing. He turned into a dog. He did. He turned into a Doberman. Where you send a message, Riz? Because why didn't it come through here? Did you email it? Because it's saying... Tanai Place. Okay. I don't know if Tanai Place is on here. Dang it, I think I might have told you the wrong thing. Let me see. Oh, it is. Okay. Okay, there we go. All right. Interesting. Now, might have seen a cousin or two. Let me see here what I can find, because I thought I might have seen something similar to where so it's not in this book. Or maybe it is, and I'm just looking at a different thing. But y'all know where I was going with this. I was looking for what they say, the Homo sapien. I thought they had a picture of me here, but I guess not. And they probably do. It's probably just in another area. And I'll have to find it on another day. But y'all know the picture they be showing us in the museums. I thought it was in this here book. Maybe it's not. That's interesting. That don't look like the pictures they be trying to tell us was the first people. Y'all, I've not ever seen this page in here. But when I tell you, I need to go through some of these. Look what I just turned to. You see what that say? Well, we just talking about this. And do you see what that say? Disease and pandemics. Why would the human genome and disease and pandemics and IVF all be on the same thing with World Health? Could these people be engineered? Is that why they telling you? Because it's a lot going on in this photo here. And I didn't flip this far back, y'all. What that say? New drugs, new vaccines. Did y'all know this was in here? Y'all already seen it? Some of y'all got this book. I didn't. And we was literally just talking about genes and surgeries and advances in medicine. I gotta mark this because I need to come back and read this. Y'all, it say 2005 surgeons in France carry out the first partial face transplant. In 2010, the first full face transplant is completed in Spain. What? In 2010, spinal injury patients first to receive treatment derived from human embryonic stem cells. 2000, after a decade of international effort, scientists announced that they have mapped the human genome, the sequence of nucleic acids and molecules of human DNA. In 1998, French surgeons performed the first successful hand transplant. Did y'all know that? In 1978, Louise Brown is the first IVF child born in the UK. Mm. 1967, South African heart surgeon Dr. Christian Bernard performs the world's first human heart transplant in South Africa. Y'all knew this stuff and y'all didn't tell me. I'm sorry. I done got to looking like y'all wasn't even here. Interesting. I'm gonna have to look through here. This is 1914 to present. I bet you it's some. I'm sorry. Oh! I'm about to go, y'all. I'm about to go look through this book. I don't know how I didn't know all of that was in the back. I'm sorry. You said the movie Face Off came to my right. You said, and this is why we see the EP looking like running around. Listen. But you gotta think too. How many stars don't look like themselves? They face be right. They get facelifts in front of us all the time. What if that ain't even them? Remember when they be like, that person was dead? What if they just took their face and then brought them back? Remember we be talking about we in the Mandela effect. Like Jamie Foxx. Everybody talk about where his tattoos go. He don't got them no more. With Face Off, that would be a way for them to keep the face, and we'd be like, it's something to count Kanye. They be talking about the shoulders is different, the walk is different. You said Taraji and Serena too. So what if they do? Because we'll hear about somebody being dead and then they back alive. His head is shaped different. That's like not, is it Jeezy? It ain't Jeezy, is it? What's the man name that they said that ain't even him? He went and came home and his whole bone structure and everything different. What's with the Jamaican girlfriend wife? What's his name? That's not Jeezy? That's what's the other one name? And she realized Keisha somebody. Y'all know who I'm talking about? It's not Jeezy. I can't. Jamie Foxx too. Gucci Man. That's him. That ain't even the same person. You said Jonathan Majors showed his clones. He did. Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't remember. Gucci. He's a different person too. And Jim Carrey basically was telling us in The Mask. Yeah. Like the Spanish lady Sofia Vergara, a white lady played her role. Interesting. The Rock too. So y'all think them different people? Now that we know all of that can be done, they can cut their hands off and put them on another body. And just think that was way back then. Ain't no telling if they doing feet and all of that too. You said Will Smith is a clone, Dolly Parton and Miley Cyrus look different too. Think about it, y'all. Because why would you need to know if you can transplant a face? I mean, I get it, burn victims and stuff, but. Mm, and how so many lookalikes be the same person, like the same, yeah. Selena Gomez. Yeah. Y'all girls said, do you want me to wear her face, wear her skin? Oh. Did she in her song say you want me to wear her skin like a skin suit or something like that? Like Silence of the Lambs showed us. But think about it. She said that in her song. Oh, and Tess. Oh, y'all. Not they be playing in our face. Not you be wearing that girl's skin. And Ed Gein too. Y'all got to think about who they party with. What's that lady's name? Somebody Abramovich. Y'all think that they just met her, or y'all think they met her behind the scenes a long time ago when they was gonna make them international stars? You said we thinking trying to be the other people. They saying use the actual skin, right? Marina Abramovich. Y'all think they just met her when we seen them on the outside, or y'all think that they met them a long time ago? And y'all seen her work. I think she even talked about how one of her art exhibits was where she let everybody do whatever they wanted to do to her or something. Wasn't that her? And she said she stopped them when they pulled out the gun. They could cut her, they could beat her, they could pinch her, they could do all of these different things to her body. That's a ritual. Okay. It's another lady too. What y'all think about that? Because who always going for plastic surgery? Then you know what that made me think about? What is it? Eyes Wide Shut? What was the name of that movie that came out? Zoe Kravitz movie. What is it? That ain't Eyes Wide Shut. What is it called? And they had the doctors that could repair these people if they went through extreme whatever, and they was bandaging them up and like on the island. They had doctors that could change their faces and change their looks so you don't even know who you looking at. Now they got the others going to have surgery to make us think that's what's happening. Listen. Blink Twice. That's what it's called. Thank you. What if when they go on those retreats, they stay gone so long because they're still having to do those things? What if they are changing into the animals that we see on the videos, and while they're those animals, they get bruised or hunted, or, you know? Because think about it. The person turns into an animal, they're being hunted, and then when they get killed, they turn back into an animal, and they're always naked when they find them. How do they normally find the stars? When they find them, it be like the middle of the night or early morning, and it's been a long time, and they be naked. They come up missing for years, and then all of a sudden they show back up. And they say, I was around. Where was you at? Where was you? He said, I remember a vampire movie. The vampire had to change his appearance to act different. People, because he never died. Okay. I mean, just think about it. If people can leave their house, their parents' house, and their parents don't see them for 7 years, and then that person walk back up to their parents' house and they don't even recognize them, what do you call that? Panda, panda, panda. Come on. What is that? For real. How you explain it? Ain't that what happened with Ariel? Yeah. I'm just thinking that it's a lot that's right in front of our face that we don't even realize. And I think if we open our eyes a little bit more, we're going to see a little bit more. We're going to understand a little bit more. Because the people that said they saw all these beings, we called them crazy, and they've been locked up. And then a special doctor go in there and talk to them. You said, and in the movie, Witches, is where the weather and the little boy is what, you said, oh, they turned him into a mouse, and the grandmother didn't know it was him. Right. 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 What's the Disney movie where they was turning the little kids? Hold on, y'all. Where they was turning the little kids into animals. It ain't Pleasure Island, is it? Whew, sorry about that. I just thought about what Sarah said too. That cat was 300 years old, 500 years old, 500 years old, and we watching this. And you think about it, demons are old, but also the spirits of the giants. When they die, they're trapped here. We don't know how old that giant was, the giant of Kandahar. You said the Witches movie, Angelica Houston, 1990. Listen, think about it. We don't know how old that giant was that they found it. What if it was 300 years old? When it died, the spirit of that Kandahar giant became an evil spirit. And if they're still around, which we know they are because we've seen them all over, then it's still spirits being made. It said they spirits wasn't going to heaven. It's when the giants died, and it said it was giants after the flood. So it's still new demons being made. When they killed that giant of Kandahar, his spirit didn't go to heaven. Or, you know what I mean? It's trapped here because he's part of the Nephilim line. Probably some of the old ones, because we talked about this already. How long do they live? Well, we see that Og and some other people, they lived several hundred years because they had the angel DNA. God said his spirit wouldn't rest with man, right? Giants are not considered men. It said we got 120 years. It didn't say nothing about giants. In ancient times, cats were they were said to have magical powers to ward off evil spirits, guardians. Interesting. They were guardians. Okay. I mean, think about it. Giants were not considered men, like regular men. So how long do something like that live? If we can live 120, 130 years, if it's only been 2,000 years since Jesus died, right? What if that's only 4 generations? What if they live 450 to 500 years? That's only 4 generations of giants since Jesus was here. Or 4, we don't know. I think the Indians have stories about ancient beings or the giants living a long time, 200-300. Even the Chinese people, the Asians, some of them people that used to go up and visit up in the mountains, they used to say they was old, 300 years old. The samurai masters and all of that, talking about they was alive for this war and that war and all of that too. So we don't know. I mean, look at the pictures of the Facebook guy. A lot of the stars, y'all done seen them on other social media where it looked like the same person, like you said, over and over and over and over. And we know they drink blood. They look like somebody, not Timothy LaVey, but Antoine LaVey's wife looked like somebody that's right now. And all of the stars, Queen Latifah and all of these people, it was famous people back in the whatevers. We don't know. If the demons and the angels can change their forms and they walk the earth with us, We know they can put on skin and look like us. So what if that's really it? He said, so all those giants from the 10,000 giant war with Og are evil spirits. Yes. Remember, God said they spirits ain't going no. They gonna be the evil spirits here. All the giants in Canaan, the Amalekites, all those different races. It was 200 races of giants, and they was multiplying like crazy. Cause think about it, lust and lasciviousness was something they was on. They was mating with animals. They was mating with humans. They was mating with fish. They was mating with everything. And what they be saying that the mermaids and stuff be thousands of years old, or you know what I'm saying? Think about all the mystical beings. They be talking about how old they are. Well, if their fathers were angels, that would make sense. That would make sense. What if the angel, I mean, again, what if the giants are, even if God give him 300 years, y'all, that's a long time to be alive. A long time. He said that's just one event, and then the Nephilim, the Watchers, the Fallen, and their kids. You said all their kids and all the other mystical beings we overrun. Exactly. But remember, that's why God had to destroy the earth, because darkness was just multiplying and multiplying and multiplying, and they was mixing species. It was all these monsters. Exactly what we see in Game of Thrones and The Hobbit. Because you can only manipulate a cell so many times before it start doing some other stuff. And we just seen that in too many sci-fi movies. They go one step too far and mess up in that DNA sequence, and now it's a monster can't nobody control. I mean, think about it. Even in Sweet Tooth, they showed us in that. So I think we getting ready to see a lot of stuff that we thought was just alive on TV. You said people have to remember cats aren't animals. They walk between worlds. This part. And that's why I won't be none in my house. I told you I don't do no I do not need you having no spirit trying to look through your eyes at me. No, thank you. Nope. Wake up and you sitting on my chest looking at me, look at you. Nope. Nope. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I'm about to go, y'all. You said cats protected. That's okay. Listen, y'all already know how I love that y'all love y'all, but I can't. Nope. I done had too many dreams about animals attacking me for me to have one. No. I love y'all. I'm about to go. I don't know what time I'm gonna see y'all tomorrow. If I even come on here, I'm gonna try. We're gonna see what happened. Y'all too.